Hey, what's up everybody? This is Chicken Possible with Rewards Hunter back with another Xbox Game Pass weekly quest guide. Today we've got a quest that's available in the game Mass Effect Andromeda, which came out through the EA Play Access that's been added into Game Pass. This expires January 26th, so next Tuesday, and we're going to earn 100 points for killing 15 enemies within the game. This game does appear to be available on xCloud. And also, if you're installing it on your Xbox and playing it that way, like I did here, you can actually get it started when it's at about 29%. So once you get past that ready to start mark, you can go ahead and get loaded up into the story mode and start playing the game that way and get your 15 kills in the story mode. So I'll walk you through that process here and all the little mini steps that you need to do. Now this does take about a half an hour or so to get through. Might take you a little bit less depending on how quickly you get to the different objectives, but you can go ahead and quick start as either Sarah or Scott Ryder, whichever one you want to try out, and either one will work fine for this. The story mode will be pretty much the same with both of them. Now you will want to switch your difficulty probably to the narrative difficulty or casual or normal, however you feel most comfortable. Enemies will be easiest to defeat under the narrative mode. So when you first get started in story mode here, you're going to have about a 5-minute cutscene to get through. And I'll go ahead and skip past most of that just to save a bit of time in the video here, but just note that there are a couple of spots where you're going to have about 5 minutes worth of cutscenes. Now, when you get to the dialogue, you can press X to skip through most of it. At some points in the dialogue, you'll have to make little choices using the left stick and then press A when you choose the selection that you're interested in. I pretty much exclusively went with the left choice. I didn't really pay too much attention to the dialogue, and everything worked out fine. So if you want to choose a particular item in the dialogue selection, feel free to do that and see if things play out any differently for you. There's another cutscene after that bit of dialogue with the doctor, and then you'll have the option to walk over to the Hyperion Bridge information wall, and you can hold down the Y button to use that. You get a little bit more information from the wall here, and that will complete that objective. And then you can choose log off from the selection screen on the information wall, and that will complete the objective for you. You really don't have to do much of anything else there. And then if you do a 180 turnaround and head towards this orange hexagon with the asterisk in the middle, that's the indicator of where you need to go in this game. So pay attention, look for that on screen, and that'll usually take you in the right direction. So there's a malfunction that happens just outside of the bridge, and you'll have to try to help the engineers out here figure out what's going on. And you can do that by scanning the malfunctioning equipment, and Dr. Ryder has a scanner sort of attached to her wrist. You can hit down on the D-pad and then point your scanner towards the item that's malfunctioning, and you can press A to do the actual scan. So that'll complete that objective for the technician. Then we can head up to the side of the machine and hit the override button to reset the power relay. And you can move on up to this door at the top of the stairs. And after a little bit of dialogue happens, then you'll be able to move through.
Good job, Ryder. Now we can get to the tram.
So there's that indicator again. We'll just hold down the A button to open the door, and we'll be able to move on into the tram. Now there's another cutscene that happens here once you get on board the tram.
Will he live?
You'll have to actually start the tram up once the other person just appears magically beside you. That was pretty interesting. But anyway, go ahead and start the tram up, and then you'll be able to move on into the next cutscene, which will take a couple minutes. So once that cutscene is finished and the dialogue is finished here, it's time to gear up. So we've got to grab a helmet and a gun, and just follow your objective markers. You'll be able to pick up your helmet by holding Y over on this shelf, and then a little bit over to the right, kind of behind us, is where the sidearm cabinet is. And of course you'll have an objective marker on that, so just hold down Y to pick up your pistol.
Better safe than sorry.
And we're definitely going to need that in a few minutes to take out those 15 enemies. Then we're going to head towards the marked door – and hold down Y to open that. This is going to start out another big set of cutscenes for us and some more dialogue to move through as we sort of leave the ship and end up crash landing down on the planet. At this point, you'll get your weekly quest for completing an achievement in Xbox finished when you get the first contact achievement. And we need to locate the other members of the Pathfinder team. So we've got some markers that are at the top of the screen. It's a little bit tougher to see here than it was on the ship. You can see up above our character's head, just a little bit forward of our current position. That's where we need to get to. So we're going to start heading in that direction.
The cloud that makes boulders float.
Like it said on screen there, you can actually click the left stick in at any time while you're still, and that'll help you see the current objective kind of out more in front of you rather than at the top of the screen like that. And when you get to this sort of lightning area, you can just move through this. This won't actually kill you or anything. It might zap your shield a little bit, but you'll be able to get past it without too much difficulty. You can hold down the left stick, like click in the left stick to start running at this point. And throughout the rest of the mission, you can sprint whenever you need to.
Is this for real?
So again, we're just heading towards the next marker, and our buddy tells us we need to try taking a shot, so you can hold down the left trigger, aim with the right stick, and then shoot with the right trigger. Fairly consistent with most other shooter games. So just keep following along here with Liam. And you're going to press B to jump up over that first little spot, and then you can press A to do sort of a higher jump using your boost pack that you're wearing.
Yeah?
Tell you over a beer sometime.
And you have to jump across the gap here just using A. And when you do that high jump, try and hold down A for a second, and she'll kind of grapple up onto the ledge that you're going towards. And you can also do like a sprint jump there, where you click in the left stick and then hold down A to jump to the ledge. So here's one where we're going to jump up and grapple up onto it by holding down the A button.
Mind making some room? What the hell is that?
So we'll skip through some dialogue with Liam here, and we'll see our first enemy soon.
How do we handle it? Just say the word and I go hot.
So we've got a couple enemies down here at the base of the cliff, and again, just holding down the left trigger to zoom in on them, and then the right trigger to actually take the shots. Now, some of these kills I think Liam will steal from you, so you might not get every kill. He might get a couple along the way, but just try and stay forward, try and be out in front and out ahead of him, and you'll get into the battle more quickly than he does that way, and hopefully get more of the kill shots than he does.
We might want to scout around first.
Now, if you want to, you can scan this dead alien body here using down on the D-pad and then pressing A to do the scan. But you'll notice that you have a lot of optional objectives that appear on your map. So now you can see an optional objective over to my left where it's basically wanting me to pick up some ammo from this container. So I don't have to do that. And if it's an optional objective, you'll see that outline of an orange hexagon, but it won't actually have the asterisk inside of it. The things that you have to do are the things with the asterisk in the middle of it. So just looking at the top of the screen, following the orange hexagon to the next objective, and you can do like a single click on the left stick and it'll show it kind of more out in front of you. But basically you want to head down this path and you will come upon another shuttle.
Is that purple?
So we've got some more enemies down here that we can take out. You don't have to worry too much about covering, ducking and covering in this because we put it on that narrative difficulty. So the enemies they're just not going to kill us, basically. You're going to be fine. Just move towards them aggressively and try to shoot them and take them out and get those kills.
That's a lot of them.
I can't believe we're doing this.
So if we go back to this back wall, we can jump up a couple of levels along the rocks here. And I decided to go ahead and go towards Greer, who was in this area, so he's one of the optional objectives, but he does actually end up having some aliens alongside him, and you can see one just popped out of the grass there and surprised me. I think Liam actually got that kill instead of me, but
Okay, he's dead.
that's okay. You should have more than 15 in this first section that we go through, so it's okay if Liam gets, you know, a couple of the kills. Like I said, just try and be aggressive, be out in front, and don't let him steal your kills. I wish there was some way to tell him to just be passive and not kill any of the aliens, but... Alright, so working towards one of the other down shuttles here. I think this is actually the back half of our shuttle that we came down in. And if you see any of those boxes with the lines and the colored squares on top of them, those have ammo inside of them, so you can always pick those up and grab some extra ammo. You can reload your gun by pressing X. So we got some other enemies that have dropped in. Let's work on shooting them now.
Careful, they got one of those animals.
Watch for cloaking!
And of course, like in most shooter games, if you get a headshot, that does the most damage. So aim for the head if you can, and that'll take the aliens out a little faster.
I fought off a Batarian pirate or two in my day. I was with the team that dug up Prothean artifacts.
Well, this will be a field day for you. Maybe we should see if there's anything else useful here. Some sort of structure up that hill.
This place is taking a beating from the storms.
Along with everything else. A path down on the right.
So Liam has pointed out that there's a path down on the right, so this is the Greer objective, so we're going to see if we can locate Greer and help him out. Like I said, he's got some enemies alongside him that are sort of holding him hostage, and you'll probably run upon a few different people that are being sort of held hostage, and that's a perfect opportunity to take out some of the enemies that are holding them hostage. So that'll work towards your 15.
Hang on, Greer, we've got...
We're clear.
Thank God. I was tapping my mic, hoping someone would notice.
You okay?
Yeah. Where are the others?
They killed Kirkland. But Fisher's alive back at the crash site.
He's got a broken leg. Needs help.
I'll check around for supplies, then head back.
Stay put when you get there. We'll look for my dad's shuttle.
So at this point, I headed up to the alien craft that was nearby and decided to investigate that a little bit. You don't really have to spend too much time in here. I spent a few minutes like turning on different alien machines that I found in here, but I never actually found any alien enemies inside of here. So I'm going to cut to the part where I'm coming back outside, and there are a number of enemies that have spawned outside to attack me on my way out. So this is another good chance to get some of the kills in.
Heads up! They were waiting for us.
Damn!
And sometimes those little invisible creatures or cloaked creatures will pop up at you. But again, your health is pretty good on this narrative mode, and their damage is not high, so you'll be able to survive an attack from them.
Last one's down.
Let's not wait around for more.
There's also actually a melee or punch button. If you hit Y when you're fighting against an enemy, you'll actually melee them. So that's a possibility as well if somebody gets really close to you. So just continuing to the left as I came out of the alien spacecraft and trying to work towards some of those main objectives. I'm trying not to focus too much on the optional objectives, but there are a lot of enemies when you take this left path. So this is a great spot to clean up your last bit of the 15 kills that you need.
Well, that settled that.
So we defended the other members of the Pathfinder team.
You too, Harry. How is everyone?
So hang around these guys for a couple minutes until all of the dialogue finishes, and then you'll see a couple of enemy ships that come in and start dropping a whole bunch of troops for us, which is perfect because we've got a bunch of ammo now, and we know how to fight, and we're just looking to finish up our 15 kills. So this is hopefully where you're going to finish and get the quest completed for yourself. like I said, we've passed by, just in these few different objectives that we've gone through, we've passed by way more than 15. So if Liam did get a few kills, should be fine. You should be able to get your last few during this battle, because a few different drop ships come in and drop down quite a few, and you'll see I'm getting way more than 15 at this point. But just to go ahead and finish out this battle, like I said, you can press Y to do a melee attack if an enemy gets close to you. So there we go, we finished the elite soldier that dropped down, and at this point we'll go ahead and hop over to the Game Pass app, and we will turn in our quest and grab those 100 rewards points. So that's going to do it for Mass Effect Andromeda. Hope that method worked out well for everybody. Again, this one is available on xCloud, so that's a possibility for completing it as well. Coming out a little bit later tonight. We'll also have a guide for earning 3 achievements in an Xbox One game, which will help with the Microsoft Rewards weekly set. So that's going to be a continuation of our Full Throttle Remastered series. I hope everyone's doing really well with the 10K Gamer Score Challenge, where you're earning 10,000 Microsoft Rewards points, and you're having a lot of success with that. Please feel free to check out our video guide on that if you have not already started on that challenge, because you've still got a little over a week to make progress towards those 10,000 points. So hopefully you can grab some of those before it's all over. Thanks for watching, guys. If you found that video helpful, please be sure to click the subscribe button on YouTube and hit that bell for notifications. You can also find links in the description for other social media links of mine. Stay tuned for more Microsoft Rewards and achievement guides, and I'll see you in the next one.